Beachcombing, June 18th, 2018. There we go, that's the mountains of Vancouver Island off in the distance there. Heading over past this little island there. There they are, you can see snow on the top of some of them. That's where I'm just coming from there. Speeding along through the water. Brand new Suzuki 15 horse outboard motor. Beautiful view of the mountains of Vancouver Island off in the distance. Sailboat going by there. Nice calm water today. Just a slight ripple. Finnerty Islands there. And we're going to head through that gap. Just ahead there, that whitish little area on the far island there is a open pit mine. That's where we're going to be heading off there today, off into the distance. Just glancing at these beaches here on the way by. I've taken a look at them a lot. So there's the south end of Cedar Island there. Cedar Island itself. Power line coming down to the ocean. And once again, that lighter colored land way off in the distance there is the open pit mine. Bit of floating debris, which is what we're looking for up on the shoreline. Once in a while I even see something salvageable floating along in the ocean. Here we go, nice sunny day. Doesn't get any better than that. Zip it along, maybe 3/4 speed on the outboard motor. Okay, here we are checking out this beach here. Usually I can just cruise by and kind of glance in. If there's a lot of wood out there on the beach, well then I go ashore and take a look at it, but I can recognize the cedar just from going by in the boat. So here we are nearing the open pit mine, near the north end of Cedar Island. A lot of digging up there, conveyor belts, barges come in, take away some sort of minerals. So we're going to check out this beach here. I've never been to this beach before, so chances are there's going to be something to cut. Okay, here I am on the beach, looking around. There does seem to be a lot of some sort of rock dust coating everything on this beach. Hoping that it doesn't dull my chainsaw if I'm cutting anything here. So here's typical, a lot of driftwood. This is all logging debris from the commercial clear-cut logging industry. There's an old tire. Of course, there's all sorts of garbage out here. Looks like this video is overexposed here, but it's actually rock dust that is blown off a conveyor belt. And here's a big cedar slab, half buried in the gravel. You can see that it's all covered with this white powdery dust here. It does have a slight twist, this slab, so I'll cut it and see what it can yield as far as guitar wood. So there it is, I cut it off. I'm going to use this plastic wedge here to split it in half. You can see the dust coming off of it. Very dusty area. And there it is, splits nice and flat. So I got these two pieces split in half here. I'm going to measure it, 25 inches, and I'm going to cut this bad end off there. It's all kind of dried up and cracked that end anyway, so trim it off, and there's kind of a big burl in this end anyway, which would affect the grain of the wood. Using a Husqvarna chainsaw to slice through cedar. Cedar's a very soft wood, so it cuts through very easily. And I'll stand this block up and decide how to split it up. I trim off the bark off of it. and the sapwood. Get rid of that. Get the plastic wedge out again for some precision splitting. Looks good. Cut that heartwood off there. Might as well trim that off. No use taking all that with me. And I'll split that in half. It's a little too big to carry. So I'll cut it in half. And there we have 2 fantastic blocks of cedar. Stand the other one up. Basically do the same thing. Trim off the sapwood, which is the outside of the tree where the bark would be growing at some point. And also I'll split this one in half here and make 2 sort of easier blocks to carry. A little bit of a burl in that one. I'll split off a little triangle there. Might as well clean it up a bit more. And just take the best parts here. There we go. Nice grain in that block. Nice solid color. And I'll be taking that block with me. Here I am loaded up, heading on the way back now. Absolutely calm seas. You don't often see it that calm. Cruising along with the 15-horse Suzuki motor. Always got to be watching for debris floating in the water. Here comes a sizable yacht past me there. Wake from the yacht. Cruise along beside it. I'll have to cross these waves at some point. That island way off in the distance there. And over here I am actually trimming up the guitar wood. So once in a while you get a shake out of it as well. And try to make a nice rectangular block, 90 degrees to the grain. I'm going to split off this little bit of heartwood there. It's discolored anyway. Usually you get wider grain in the heartwood. Straighten up this little edge there. Trim off this little piece here to make a nice rectangular piece. And there it is. That's a pretty good looking block. I guess I could trim it up a little bit better there. Peel that piece off. Clean up this corner there. And there we have a nice piece of guitar wood. Rub some wax on the end so it doesn't check and crack. And there we will have a piece of guitar wood. Wax it up nicely there. Do the other end here. And make sure that's probably about a 9.5 inch piece. And there's a nice piece of guitar wood there. Nice solid color there. Beautiful piece of wood. Get some nice tone wood out of there. It's probably 10 inches of edge grain. Beautiful piece of wood. It's probably from a 1,000-year-old tree. Here's another one. Just going to trim up the edges here. No use shipping off wood that can't be made into guitars. You can see I end up with a lot of kindling. Always comes in handy when you're lighting the winter fire. And flip it over, trim up the other end. Using the froe and the mallet. The froe is the big blade with the handle on it. And the mallet is the hitting tool. Trim off this little bit of heartwood here. Straighten up that side. And end up with a nice rectangular block. Thinking about it, rub some wax on the end again. Make sure it doesn't crack and check on that end.